I know, it's been quite a while. I see your ridiculous comments. Listen, man, I needed a break from this game, okay? I know it's been 2 weeks, but I got extremely fatigued. Devs don't change the game, so it feels like I've been playing the same thing for, well, over a year now. The players are so bad at their own game. I can't get any higher than 4-7. It's been a real nightmare, man. I just needed to get some fresh air, that's all. But now we're back, and according to a certain developer, it's content time. Oh yeah, a buttload of content. So much so that people left in the first 24 hours. Dude, I don't get why they overhype optimizations. In a normal game, that would just be within the changelogs and nothing more. It wouldn't even be announced, man. Anywho, in case you don't know what I'm referencing, Danny's World updated last Friday, and so I'm gonna be reviewing it. Now, before we do that, you understand that the algorithm sucks ass, correct? So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and do your part. Like the video, dweeb. For those of you that are not regulars of the channel, you can drop it whenever. All right, so let's do this in the changelog order. Let's talk about the optimizations themselves, because there's quite a bit there. Okay, so we got Goob here. I think out of the three, his is definitely the best. He's got a little more motion to him. Look at that. Also, now, I know this sounds nitpicky, okay? People have made a meme of this on the channel where I spot a little tiny thing and all of a sudden, oh, it's unplayable. I can't play this. But look, man, do you see that? Why is it shriveled up there? And there's these weird bends. I just don't know how to explain it. Again, I know, unplayable. I could never play this game ever again. But it does bother me, and I think it's because either there's a lack of bone, it wasn't weight painted correctly, or there's not enough polygons. I don't know what on earth is causing that distortion. You can even see it in his hug. Let's see. Get a good angle on that. Yeah, what's that? What's that, man? Either way, his looks pretty good. I mean, I got no complaints. It's the best one out of the three. I think it fits his character quite well. I mean, he's called Goob, but he's meant to kind of look and feel stupid in a way. I have not seen his twisted counterpart yet. Oh, that actually looks pretty damn nice. Okay. Ooh, he's a little twitchy, even with his fingers. All like he's like wanting to grab something. Okay, I like that a lot. All right, let's see what the grab looks like. Okay, I mean, it's not all too bad. There's still some weird distortions on the arms. I don't know what on earth they did with the arms here, guy. Literally, I could never play this game ever again. No, but in all seriousness, good job on the Goob. All right, someone that I'm not too fond of in regards to their animation is Brighty. I seriously just don't know what on earth they did here. I feel as though there was a deadline and whoever was working on these had to work fast, and that's why we got Brighty and Scraps. I mean, why is she walking like a fashionista? I mean, okay, listen, I don't pay attention to the lore, okay? But isn't she supposed to be the think tank or the brains of the game? The smart ass, if you will. Why on earth does she have this walk? I'm gonna be real, I know, it's a carbon copy, but I feel as though she should have had the Roger animation, the arms behind her back. That would have made more sense. Or even her arms crossed, like in the classical V animation, kind of make it look like she's thinking or pondering. Also, her idol, she pulls up a notebook. I mean, I'm gonna be real, man. I thought they were gonna do like a whole, aha, I thought of something moment, right? Where she's thinking, and all of a sudden she gets an idea. Maybe the light bulb pops out of her and it lights up. I thought it was gonna be something cool like that, you know, not just pulling up a notebook. It feels very stiff, man. What on earth is this run? Kind of reminds me of Bassie's, but it's way more lively here. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Brighty's is not that great. People told me that her twisted counterpart is like exactly the same. Okay, Walkie's a little different. Okay, yeah, the running animation is the same. Yeah, they definitely had to meet a deadline and they just couldn't work on this any longer, bro. Holy. What does that attack look like? Yeah, wow. Okay, they didn't even bother with Twisted Brighty all that much. Yeah, overall, I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Brighty's. It's not all too bad, but it could have been better. This next one, however, oh my gosh, man. They fumbled it so bad. Look, I know. It's kind of a gimmick and a joke here that we make fun of Scraps all the time, right? We always say she's so bad, and man, she really is this bad. Not only is she bad at the gameplay, look at this animation. Why she got a GTA stance pose? And her walking, she looks like an NPC, man. They literally gave her the default Arthur animation. Holy. She looks so stiff, guy. Her tail, why does that look so stiff? It's only swaying a little bit. There's no life in that tail. Let's see her run. Look at that, man. That is so abysmal. I saw that everyone hated this, and I couldn't agree more. This is easily the worst animation I've ever seen. Her idol is nice, but I feel like they should have gone with something different. I really thought they were gonna pull oh, she wraps herself around her tail. I'm sure you've seen those cartoons, right? Where they get wrapped around something and then they sort of undo the wrapping. I thought it was gonna be like that. She wraps her tail around herself accidentally, kind of looking goofy like a cartoon. Then she unwraps herself. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Not the, I lift my leg up and I'm waving at you anime pose. Like, nah, this just ain't doing it for me. She looks so bland. I'm telling you, dude, they had a deadline and they needed to reach it. Yeah, this is awful. How about the crafty grapple? What on earth was that? I mean, I guess I needed to see her tail actually, well, elongate. What the hell was that, man? She just did a little spin. I kind of would have liked it if it was cartoony too. You know, when a character is pulled, like they're literally extending their arms and their legs, kind of like as though they were forced to move out of a scene. I thought it was gonna be something like that. I mean, these guys really just don't know their cartoons, do they? Okay, what about Twisted Scraps, though? Oh, wow. Okay, wait, she actually looks more lively than her tuned counterpart. Look at the way the tail moves! Holy! There's life in that tail! I want to see the attack. I'm actually quite curious. Oh! Dude, all the budget for Scraps went into her Twisted variant. Which, mind you, it's a rare, so you're not gonna see her that much. But the running there. What on earth is she doing with her arms? She is grooving with those damn arms. The hell? No, yeah, Twisted Scraps is the opposite. Hers is actually quite good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel like these animations are a bit rushed. There's some errors. I mean, with regards to Goop, yeah, you can clearly tell. Brighty's is pretty damn bland. I'm gonna be quite frank. And Scraps is just downright horrible. I feel as though no one should agree that this animation is good. And if they are, it's because they don't want to appear ungrateful. I saw that yesterday, man. There was someone in the Discord saying, listen, I don't like Brighty's and Scraps' animation. I hope I don't sound too ungrateful. Like, dude, people are so afraid of criticism. It's actually haunting. Dude, this is why they need to show animation every now and then. Okay, not just, them turning the wheel. They gotta show this stuff. This is the most important stuff. Get a good read, feel the temperature. Do people like this animation or do they not? Do we need to change this or do we not? She's so awful, dude. Dude. First NPC added to the game, Scraps. Judging by her players, the people that pick this character, they do kind of act like NPCs. I guess it's very fitting. You know what? Never mind. 10 out of 10 animation. Fits the players quite well. All right, so we got 2 new floors, the art floor and the aquatic floor. I mean, I never complain about Dandy's World maps. They're usually very good. Those 2 in particular have quite a bit of space to work with, so no complaints from me. However, I will talk about this later, but it's in regards to the Twisteds. So you're just gonna have to wait for a moment. I'll bring back the topic, don't worry. Okay, the Icore leak. Oh my gosh, dude. So they finally buffed it after so long, and guess what? It's still not that detrimental. People accurately assessed it, right? It feels just a little bit more dangerous, but it's really not all there. More so, it's really only dangerous when there's a blackout, so a Brighty on the floor activates it. Other than that, there's more puddles, not that bad. There is a slowness 1 debuff that it applies, but if you're a fast character, I'm gonna be real, man, I don't really feel it. I mean, I get it, it's slowness 1, but it's still not that dangerous. You can counteract it with an item pretty easily. Dude, can we talk about that dumb effect that happens on your screen whenever you step on a puddle? Dude, it sucks. It's so bad. It's so bad. I really thought it was gonna visually impair you, right? It was just gonna be a whole bunch of black Icore all over your screen. And no, dude. All they did is decorate the border. Why? It actually would have been more challenging if you put it all over the screen, visually impair. That's what most games do. They don't just decorate the border. I don't get it. I'm willing to bet they did it because they know their player base is just really bad at the game, or they did it because of distractors, most likely. I'm glad that they buffed it, but I'm gonna be real, it's not that big enough of a buff. I would still rather deal with Icore leak than blackout any day. You gotta make it more challenging, dude. It needs to be more punishing. Honestly, if you had included the visual impairment, I think it would have been good. Not perfect, but good. Instead of a slowdown, how about you step on a puddle and you got a button mash to get out of the Icore or something, dude? Or even make it, okay, I'm not trying to compare Forsaken, but listen, you know how a guest, whenever he hits you, you bleed and you need to take heals from someone else, right? They need to patch you up. So what if you step on Icore, you get a permanent debuff, and you need another tune to help you? That stays on you until another tune removes it. I think that would be kind of neat. Make it so that they clean you up. I would actually love that. But yeah, it was accurately assessed by my viewer. It feels 10% more dangerous. I would even say less than that. And if distractors complain enough, I'm willing to bet it's gonna be nerfed. Okay, so for the next changelog, essentially, more people equals more higher chances of seeing rares earlier in the runs. So, I mean, I got no complaints about that. That's pretty good. We all know how much of a nightmare it was encountering GG, Blot, Scraps, and Goob. It was awful, guy. So them making it easier, it's definitely a positive change. I do hope, though, that isn't their answer for, well, what happened on Christmas. If you guys don't remember the cold quest, absolute nightmare fuel. My fear is that that's probably their answer, and gosh dang it, dude. If it is, that's gonna still be pretty bad. Oh, I can't wait to encounter Coco. But for the overall game, it's good. No complaints from me. All right, next changelog, they showed how many Twisted are chasing you. Overall positive. I don't know if they did it for people who are audibly impaired, but seems like it. Either way, it's a net positive for everyone, so no complaints from me there. All right, max Twisted. I'm actually not sure how to feel about this. So the max used to be 6, but you could have gotten duplicates. But now it's 8 Twisteds, however, each one is different. I feel like the game could have gotten easier or harder depending on who you ask. I don't even know. If you asked someone back then, hey, would you rather deal with 6 Twisteds, but you could get the possibility of duplicates? Or would you rather deal with 8 Twisteds, but each one is different? I really don't know how people would answer to that. My only issue and concern is that, well, the maps are pretty damn small. So these Twisteds, now that there's more of them, they're not gonna really know where to go all too much because, well, they're gonna end up walking the same damn paths because, again, the maps are quite small. Yes, even the big ones are not enough. So if you're gonna add 8 Twisteds, and keep in mind, 8 tunes, you gotta make that map a whole lot bigger for 16 characters. And before people complain about, oh, but my stamina or my speed isn't too fast. Listen, I get it. They could easily fix this issue. All they gotta do, man, is just make the broken elevator available, all right? So that way, if you're on the other side of the map, you could just go to the, well, it's not broken in this scenario, but you could go to the broken one and you're fine. That fixes the traveling distance problem. That fixes the panic timer and whatnot. I think that would overall resolve the issue. But overall, I don't know how to feel about it. Is it easier? Is it harder? Do distractors like it? Do they not? What about people who play tunes with low stealth? I don't know, man. I think we're just gonna have to wait and see how people feel about it. I personally think it's good. You just gotta make the maps bigger, and then we're fine. We're set. All right, next one. In-game stat window shows modifiers. I mean, great. Anything that helps the quality of life, you know, that's a plus. And finally, it said there's some back-end improvements. I don't know about that. I mean, when the update came out, dude, there were so many bugs I heard. Holy. The Twisteds weren't working. Some of the tunes had their animations reversed when working on the wheel. And also, the one thing that made this update quote-unquote good was that they... you know, just to show how incompetent these people are, dude. Holy. They showed off, accidentally, a new thing they've been working on, which is the ping system. Finally! After so long! Dude, I've been wanting a ping system for months on end. You know how many times I've said, where I found like a bandage or a medkit in an obscure area. Man, I really wish I could ping this. My original idea was, oh, if you activate the sticker, right, it kind of gives you like a meter's distance on how far or how close the damn item is. Depending on who put the bandage here or medkit here sticker, it would show something like that. But of course, you know, Roblox kind of ruined things, so that idea would no longer work. So a ping system is definitely good. Oh my goodness, man. I'm so glad they accidentally revealed that. I know Vinixic had a fun time with that. Really, really glad that exists. Because if it wasn't for that, man, I'm not gonna lie, this update is rather bland. I mean, there's no real reason for me to come back, dude. Nothing's really changed overall too much with the game. I mean, they just added some maps, tune optimization, and that's about it. Oh, dude, I almost forgot. I had in my notes the circle machine, but I think it's a bug. Apparently, if you mess up on the circle machine, it'll deplete all your completion. And apparently the skill check size was way bigger than it should have. I don't know, man. I have no idea. It's not in the changelog, so I'm gonna assume it's a bug. Going back to the ping thing, I do wonder, much like the stickers on the right side when they appear, did they do it because they have been working on this for quite a while, or did they do it because they were forced to by Roblox's hand? That's the one thing that pisses me off, man, is that the game doesn't seek self-improvement. It only does self-improvement when it is necessary. I really hate that. If they've been working on that ping system for a long time, even before Roblox, then great, awesome, dude. I'm glad that they're actually taking things into consideration. But if not, dude, then that kind of worries me, because it just tells me they're not gonna wanna seek improvement in the future. Doesn't matter how many times people are asking for it, they're just not gonna do it until it's necessary. Anywho, that's about it for the update. Yeah, sorry I couldn't play a game today. I'll definitely do so tomorrow. I mean, I've been tapped out, guy. I've been playing other games like Dollies, Tropical Land. Neptune Universe comes out, I'm gonna be playing that too. Anywho, that's pretty much it. I do hope you enjoyed. And with that, I'm gonna be calling it here. Goodbye. Goodbye.